Hey everyone, it's Lindsay from My Crafty Plans. Welcome back to my channel, or if you are new here, welcome. It is time to set my goals for October, break down my annual goals for the month ahead, and I am so excited because if you've been with me all year, you will know that the planner that I use for goal setting is the MakseLife Planner. I have the quarterly companion notebooks. My current one is here inside this folio, but the new 2024 MakseLife planners have just launched. I am an affiliate for MakseLife, and we were given early access to shop the launch. And in addition to launching the new 2024 line of planners, there's also a number of accessories, some of which I have here on my desk, namely this whole thing of washi and these sticky notes. And I thought it would be so fun to use some of this stuff for my October goals. I'm really excited to play around with all of these new fun planner goodies. And I'm just really excited for the end of the year for October. We're gonna be in the last quarter, so we're gonna wrap up things in my Q3 companion notebook, and then we're gonna grab my new Q4 one, and then also just look at these. These are my quarterly companion notebooks for next year. This is the new set. I am a MakseLife affiliate, and I was part of the MakseLife review crew again this year, which is so amazing. So if you haven't already seen my review crew reveal video, you can check that out. It is linked down in the description below. If you haven't picked up your new planner for next year and you're looking for a MakseLife planner and you want to use my link and my discount code, that is also down in the description below. And I do so appreciate it. And also just thank you so much to everyone who already shopped the MakseLife launch using my link and my code. I do really appreciate it. It helps support this channel and enables me to keep making these videos. So I really, just from the bottom of my heart, thank you. But yeah, with that all being said, let's go ahead and dive in. I can't wait to do some serious color coding Maxi markers from last year, all of the washis. I think I have an idea for some of these sticky notes too. So we will get to that in a little bit. But first we actually need to take out my annual notebook because we're gonna need to check in with my annual goals. But then also I'm gonna need my companion notebook that I'm finishing out because we're gonna wrap up with my September reflections. We'll take a look at the quarterly assessment again, and then we'll dive into October. So here are my annual goals. Usually at the end of the quarter, I do like a full goals refresh where I sit down, I go through my goals line by line and just see if anything needs to change or focus on or adjust. I am not gonna do that this time. I am actually just gonna do it like super quick as I go through to create my goals, just note anything. Overall, I'm feeling really good about my annual goals, but I'm also just in this headspace where I don't want to spend a ton of time reflecting, which is totally fine. I will circle back to some wider reflections towards the end of the year because I think that that's important as I work for my goals for next year. But for right now, I'm just feeling really enthusiastic and just ready to move forward. And I've just kind of been leaning into that energy and not worrying too much about reflections. In December, I will spend a ton of time looking back over the year. But for right now, that's just not where my head is at. So I'm just going to embrace the energy that I have going on and move forward. But I will still just check in on things. One, I'll check in on my annual goals, give them a read through, make sure I'm still on track and maintaining the things I want to maintain and working on the things that still need to be working on. And then two, we're gonna check in with my September goals and my reflections here. So I am going to do all of the reflections work and the quarterly assessment. I'm gonna do that as a sped up with a voiceover so we can kind of just move through it. I'll move through the writing, and while I'm doing that on the voiceover, I will just chat with how things went in September and things on my mind and the quarterly assessment. And then I will throw it back over to the regular video feed and we will set up my new companion notebook and work on my October goals in a talk through video. So if that sounds good, you can stick around. I will put some timestamps in the description below too, in case you want to jump ahead to anything. So the first thing that I did was just run through my September goals and make sure I did everything that I meant to do. There were a couple of things that I wasn't able to do because of external factors, so those will get moved to when they need to be, just based on when other people do the things I need them to do ahead of that. And a lot of that had to do with the PTA stuff. So I'm just like waiting for the board to make some decisions. And then there was one thing that I completely forgot about, which I moved to October. So then I did the monthly reflections. By far my biggest win was the work conference. I just had a really amazing trip for work. I was speaking at a conference. It went super well. It was also really fun. And I was just, I'm feeling really proud of everything that happened. It was so much work to get to that. Like, I feel like way more. This is the third time that I've done this event, and I feel like it was way more work than usual and was very chaotic, but it all came together in the end. And I also managed to stay on top of the schedule really well during all of that. There was so much going on because the conference was like literally on our second or third week of school. So there was just still so much back to school stuff going on. And we had kind of a chaotic start to the school year with like all the PTA stuff and also all the school stuff and new classrooms. And my son is in kindergarten now. And there was a lot going on with all of the kids and getting the schedules lined up and starting our extracurricular activities and kind of all of that. So it was very hectic and a very chaotic month, but also just really fun. And I still felt pretty organized. So that is good. In terms of what I'm feeling grateful for right now, just overwhelmingly, like what jumped out at me was community. It's so nice to have support. And I mean that like family support, friends support from around, and also just the support of the planner community as well. I'm just feeling very just supported and cared for right now. And that has been going on really since I got hurt at the end of the summer, since I had that allergic reaction. I'm just really feeling very supported and cared for. So then the next thing, which I slowed down a little bit here, is doing the quarterly assessment. I do not take the compass assessment, like the full quiz, every quarter. I just give myself a holistic score. I basically look at my scores from last time and say, do I think this is better or worse? And is it half a point better, half a point worse, 1 point better, etc.? So I copied over my scores from last time. I think this is the first time that I haven't made any mistakes copying the scores down. And then I just kind of went through each of the life areas to mark them up. Overall, my scores went up. I am just feeling really great after the summer and after September. The only one that went down really was health. And actually, I did take 1 point off of fun and recreation. I guess that's really more of like a September thing than the fall. I'm not too worried about that one. The health stuff is really external factors, but we're working on it. And then I went to do the 3 words that describe how you felt over the last 90 days. And it was just impossible because I feel like the last 90 days were just not the same as each other. We had like super relaxing summer, all that fun stuff going on. And then I had my big injury and then I was dealing with that. And then September was just so busy and back to school. So I just kind of did some word transformations instead. Use it how you need to. It would have been impossible for me to just think of 3 words that described the whole 90 days. And I didn't want it to just encompass September. I wanted it to really encompass the whole summer and September. So worked on that, and then just also added some other journaling about the community, and then also just about what I'm looking forward to, what I will be working on, particularly like in the health and healing, and just trying to find some balance as we head into the end of the year. And I am really feeling much better and like ready to get back to my regular routine. I still have like a little bit of scarring and scabbing that is still healing, but it doesn't really hurt anymore. And then of course I have all this dental work coming up, which you will see shortly if you weren't already aware. So also dealing with that. So it's going to be a very health focused month for me in October. So then I'm just coloring in the compass assessment. I decided to try and do it with the markers this time. I feel like I always do something different for when I fill out these compass assessments, and I'm never like 100% happy with how it looks. I'm still like working on what the perfect thing is, but I actually really liked how this one comes out in the end. I'm going to use my click art pen, the black one, to give it like a little bit of a bolder look on around the edge there, and I think it looks pretty nice as well. So this was definitely one of my favorite compass wheels that I've done, and just kind of shading everything in. I didn't want to spend too much time doing this. I don't think that I don't find it helpful to take the full quiz every quarter. And actually recently on a live, Sierra said that she didn't intend for people to take it. I mean, she said, obviously, if it helps you, do it, but that wasn't really what she intended. And she finds it most helpful also to just do it like once a year. So we will do that in December to get wrapped up for this year and started for next year. But for now, we're just going to kind of move through the reflections quickly. I did decide to just do a really quick refresh. I just had like a couple of notes that I wanted to jot down, things that were going to be on my mind. One now for October, but then also things that weren't going to be in my October goals, but that would be goals for November and December, just so that I have them jotted down in a place that I'm not going to forget them. So that's basically what I'm doing now. I just really quickly ran through it. Super messy. I didn't even put headers on it. I just used the color marker as the header. At this point, MakseLife so ingrained in my brain that I know this color scheme, like it's automatic. All right, so that is my reflections process all finished up here. We're ready to dive in to October. I'm going to have my annual goals out here. I'm going to keep this out, probably be flipping back and forth between like September goals and also these notes that I just very quickly jotted down during my little refresh period there. was able to accomplish most of this. It was a very busy month, but that's okay. So we're ready for our Q4 book now. So this is my last book of the year. This is the light blue one. It says Good Things Take Time. All of the companion notebooks, both the ones from last year, the 2023 line and the 2024 line, they're all exactly the same on the inside, like even the intro quote here, it's all the same on the inside. They're literally the same book, just with a different color cover and then a different saying on the cover, a different Maxeism. And this one says Good Things Take Time. And this is the one that I saved for Q4, and that's what I'm going to be using. So I think that's like the perfect way to end the year because yes, good things do take time. So that is what we're gonna do, and I'm just gonna flip right to the first set of goals pages here, and this is where I'm gonna do my October setup. I don't use the calendar in here. A5 for me, the companion notebooks are A5, and A5 is just the perfect size when it comes to like a goal setting space for me for the weekly actions, especially for the monthly. This size just works really well for me, but it's not big enough for me for a calendar. I like to see a big calendar. So, okay, I've got all of these washi's right here, and then I've also got the sticky notes, and I was kind of like gonna see if I could bring in the sticky notes somehow. I have these ones also, but I'm not sure exactly what I'm gonna do. So I'm gonna think about that for a second. And actually, maybe while I think about that, I can go ahead and date the weekly actions. So I have these stickers that I've been using all year to date these. They're from MakseLife Designs, and these will be released again for next year. I did ask her that if she was gonna make them again, and she said she was. They'll be available soon, so I'm really excited because I do have a lot of extra of the ones that say the weeks. I probably could get away with not having those, but the date ones are unique to the year. It just helps you date the planner, and I've actually been dating the entire month in advance when I set my goals. For the past couple of months I've done that, and it's worked out super, super well for me. So that is what I'm gonna keep going with. This is week 40. If your week count is slightly off than mine, I started my year the first full week in January. Next year we will not have to worry about this because the first of the year is on a Monday, so January 1st it starts a week and a year, so we will all be on the same week for the whole year. Okay, so this is going to be week 40, and I am very excited to have made it. This month is going to be just so much calmer than September. Yeah, September, Listen, I had an absolute blast in September. Like, it was so much fun, but it was so busy. I can't even tell you. There were so many nights that I just literally collapsed into like a ball on the bed and like went to bed. Even multiple nights, there were multiple nights where I went to bed before 9 p.m. So yeah, it was super, super fun, but just also exhausting. This month should definitely be a bit more chill, but still hopefully really fun. And also that means I need to work extra hard in my fun and recreation category on my all-time favorite goal, which is to basically have plans every weekend and always have plans, always have something for the kids to be doing. So we will be working a little bit harder on that this month than we had to last month, and also certainly than we did in the summer where things were a bit more relaxed. Stickers that say goals that I never use. And then I've got like a bunch of scripts from MakseLife Designs. MakseLife Designs for non-foil scripts is probably my favorite shop. I just really like the fonts and the letterings that she has. But anyway, okay, let's go with this. And I was just debating if I want to try and use sticky notes. Yeah, I think that could be kind of fun. And or if I want to use some washi. Actually, I think maybe we can do both. Make like a little banner here, and then I have a little bit of glue to glue the other side of the sticky note down, which I obviously realize is not the purpose of a sticky note, but we're going to transform some of these sticky notes into a sticker, something like that. But I think I'm going to put a little washi behind it. Okay, let's get really wild and creative with it, just because this stuff is new and it's super fun. All right, this is going to take me a minute. I have a vision, but it's going to take me a minute, and I'm not going to try and talk through that, so I'm going to zoom you through it, and then I'll be right back. Okay, so we're going to make a little rainbow washi banner up at the top here. I just started laying them all down, just going in order. I'm going to do this side on film here, and then I filmed the other side to do a reel, and then you'll get to see the finished product at the end. I decided to use the lighter colors from the MakseLife washi set, so there is a darker and lighter color for each one. I just went with all of the lighter ones, and this took took so long to do, like seriously so long, probably like 15 minutes all in at least, maybe even a little bit longer than that, but it looks really, really cute and it was fun. I was just kind of listening to a podcast and getting it all kind of clicked down. It looks really nice when it's all sped up, but yeah, it definitely took me a while, especially the other side actually, because I got messed up in the order and then was like pulling things up and putting them back down, because I didn't realize one of the washi's had rolled on the floor and I was like, why doesn't this look right? But I figured it out in the end and we're all good. So then I was just kind of trimming it off and figuring out exactly where I wanted it to start and stop and just kind of working it out. And then I'm going to grab some stickers from Lexi Kylie Designs that have the month scripts, and I'm going to use the sticky notes to make like a little banner at the top there. And yeah, it just all comes together so cute. It's super fun to have the new stuff, like the new washi's and sticky notes and stuff. I feel like whenever I get like a new kind of sticker or a new planner product or whatever, it always makes me feel really inspired to do something creative. So I was really happy with this one, and yeah, it was fun to use the sticky notes as stickers. I did glue those down so that they would just be permanently on there rather than functioning as a sticky note. So that was very involved, but I'm sort of obsessed with how it looks. It took forever. I'm going to do the other side the same way that I did this one. Just actually do it. Yeah, I'm going to. I'm just going to be extra this month. I'm going to use all the stickers, all of the things. My desk is also a mess right now because of that and all of the, I feel like I have washi all over me. Somebody is definitely going to pull a sticker off of me. Okay, so that is so cute. I love that. Okay, and I did the teal on this side, and then since I had like this color on this side, I decided to reverse that, and I did the purple on this side. But just in general, I think that looks pretty awesome. Now on to the actual meat, the goals. I'm going to start with the health and wellness because that is what's on my mind. And I actually have, which I don't usually set like super concrete goals around exercise or anything like that, but I had a little bit of a ClassPass incident, which I have been using ClassPass for a couple of months, but then it got a little bit messed up. I was running over on credits because when I got hurt in August and then I couldn't go to classes for kind of a while. So then I had all these extra credits. No problem. You can roll some of your credits. And then I was about to max out the number of credits I could roll. So then I signed up for a class, but then I ended up not being able to go to that class. And I thought that they would just refund the credits back to me. It was like no big deal. But it turns out that's not what they do. This one got a little messed up in the stickering process. We're gonna have to color that in. Okay, so it turns out that's not what they do. They refund the credits and charge you. So then I got charged and now I have all these extra credits and I have until like towards the end of the month to kind of work them off as a balance. So I would like to work off all of those credits and not let them go to waste. We'll do this by going to exercise classes, but also by not being real choosy about the number of credits that an exercise place charges. So for example, there is a Pilates reformer place by me that I really like, but it's so expensive per credit. It's like 12 to 13 credits for a class and everything else is usually like 5, 6 or even 3, 4 for yoga. So I usually only like go every so often, but I think I'm just gonna go at least once a week while I'm working on using up that balance. So anyway, that is what's going on there. And then other than that, I have going to do my teeth whitening thing. Worked super well, but they said to just like, I'm just gonna do a little bit more. They already picked the shade for the dental work that I'm having replaced. So, and if you don't know, I've had like really a lot of problems with my teeth over the years. I had pregnancy-induced gingivitis with all 3 of my kids, which is not great for my gums. That had been healing, but I have my 4 front teeth are all like veneers and crowns, and I have a dental implant, and that was all done when I was a teenager, and it really needed to be replaced. And we had been like kind of negotiating back and forth about when that was gonna happen, but then one of my veneers actually cracked. So I am now in the process of getting my 4 front teeth replaced, essentially, which the dentist thinks is gonna be really good for my gums in the long run. So I'm excited about it. It's gonna probably be by mid-October, all of this will be done. But I had all of the old stuff out and I've got like temporary teeth in now. Thankfully, they are not the kind that like you can take out. It's just like a temporary glued on thing. It doesn't feel the sturdiest, so I'm trying to be really, really careful while I eat. So that's actually going to be the two things I put here. It's like one, more dental work. Just stay on top of all the appointments and stuff. I already have my next appointment set up, and then I will have to go back one more time after that, and then it should be done. But then two, just be super careful biting into things and try not to break these teeth. That is what's going on in the health and wellness category. Let's go down physical environment, where exciting things are happening. The electrician just came for the last time today on the basement to install the lights, and our flooring is actually going in next week. So we're in the middle of finishing our basement, and it's almost done. So it's going to be done at some point this month, which is just so exciting. I'm really, really excited for that. Now, the other things that are related to that is this weekend, we're planning to do a big toy clean out. Usually we do it in December, but just because the basement's going to be a playroom, it makes sense to do it now before we start moving things down there. And then we have like a couple of last other things to do. One, so we need to buy bathroom fixtures for the basement because we did put a half bath down there. We also need to buy a couch and like shelves, toy storage, all that kind of stuff. I think a lot of this stuff we're going to end up buying at Black Friday sales, but just start shopping for some of it and start figuring out how we want to have the space down there. It'll probably depend too on just how late in the month they finish, so if it's, if they end up finishing super early in the month, we might start shopping sooner, but I think it's going to be later in the month, just given where we're at right now. And then just kind of keep going with the daily clean, which once again has been going really well and feeling really good. Kids getting involved in it, helping out, doing their part. I'm feeling pretty on top of things from a house perspective right now, which is great. That was one of my categories where things just went up a lot. I'm just definitely feeling a lot better with the basement being close to done, and just also, I don't know, things are feeling pretty organized. I can just do finance while we're over here and knock it out. I don't think I have anything major going on. We just got our like regular monthly checks and business stuff. And then I'll just go on to spiritual and personal growth, where I'm in the middle of getting all of my, I don't know exactly what to call them, like all of the clearances to volunteer in the classroom, which I don't actually have because I've just been doing like the financial side of stuff for volunteering. But unfortunately, but no one volunteered to be the room parent in my public school daughter's classroom this year, and I'm on the board of the PTA, and so that means that I need to be the room parent. There's actually another board member of the PTA who's also in the same class, so we'll do it together, but so I need to finish my clearances. But because I've lived in so many states, and usually you can just do like this PA thing, but I can't do that because I haven't lived. We've lived a bunch of other places besides Pennsylvania. So anyway, I'm about like halfway through this process, I think. I don't know. I have to go in person to something, and it's later this week, and then figure out the rest, and then figure out what the district needs. So that, and then also related to the PTA stuff, I've been working on this the sales tax exemption. So I'd like to finish that. That was supposed to be done last month, but we had to vote on something first so that I could do this. So now I'm cycling back to this. But everything else is done. And then I'm just also gonna just really big right balance I don't have like a good sentence about that one. You can leave your suggestions down in the comments below if you've got anything. But so if that seems completely random and different from what I was just writing about, then you are correct. So I put volunteering stuff in this category. So I volunteer, well, now I'm the room parent, but I also am the treasurer of the PTA, and that is volunteering work. So I put it in the spiritual and personal growth category, but I also use this category for a lot of like mindset stuff, mantras, mental health, all of that kind of things. And one of my big themes was, again, I felt like everything was really busy in one category at once, and then it would completely slow down in that category and shift to another category. So I was super, super focused on work, and then I was super, super focused on back to school, and then super, super focused on work, and like just more day-to-day balance rather than having everything be all about one area of life at a time. So we're working on it. It's very difficult, I think, especially because freelance business, because I tend to be either super not busy at all with work or super, super busy with something that I'm working on. And then I just schedule everything else into those times when I'm not busy with what I'm working on. But I'm trying to like create something that's like feels a little bit more steady state. Work in progress. Okay, let's go with fun and recreation, where I'm going to try really hard with the weekend plans, and it's just plans every weekend, but also just like more plans, especially when the weather is not nice. We've had something every weekend this month, but it still hasn't been enough. If the weather is nice and we can go to a playground in the afternoon when we don't have plans or for a couple of hours, then that's fine. But if the weather is not nice, we need something else to do, like multiple activities per day or a longer day activity, something. We just need more plans. Especially because last time I was through this, like last time I was really making these plans, because I don't really do this over the summer because we're at the beach so much. My youngest was still napping, and so we would do something and then we would come home and she would nap, and it would make it a lot easier. But now she's given up that nap, so now I feel like we need something more. We need like an afternoon activity and a morning activity. And then we also just need to reschedule apple picking. We got rained out and we got heated out and then rained out, and now we need to go basically the first Saturday that it's not raining. We're going apple picking, but now we can just do the pumpkins at the same time. Okay, so work and learning. I'm gonna divide this space. Can grab that washi. I use the lighter. I'm using the lighter red here. It matches the inside color. It looks really good. Okay, and then I had this idea that I had pitched about like a class for my freelance business, and the company, the agency that I work with, the ones who did the conference that I was just at, they like loved it and they really want to do it. So we're going to do it in the spring, and that should be really, really great. But I need to put together like more than just the elevator pitch at this point. And then it's really great to work with them because they'll help me find like sponsors, and they'll take care of the marketing for all of this and everything. And then then I have to come up with the actual content for it. So really excited about that on the freelance side. On the channel side, also on the freelance side, I have some stuff that I wanted to do that I didn't get to before the conference. So time to circle back to it around like just streamlining stuff on the regular work that I've been doing. And then the last thing is just trying to like normalize the schedule as much as I can, which if you've ever worked for yourself or worked in freelance, you know that that's kind of a losing battle. All right. And then on the channel side, I will be teaching one of those Michael's classes. I will be teaching one of those Michael's web classes this month with Zebra Pen. I'm super excited about that, so stay tuned for more on that. I just want to like kind of keep up with all my schedule. I've got like a bunch of end of year stuff to prep, and then I'm really behind on the class that I'm taking. That kind of got away with me for a little bit, so I want to catch up on that class material as well. In family and relationships, I want to do like some friend time. And then on the family side, we're going to have homework starting this month. And then we're working on attitude and confidence building. Varies on which of those we need which days and for which kids, but we're working on it. And then also just like screen time. The chore chart or routine chart, which is finally done for my oldest, has been really, really amazing, and she loves it, and it's been super helpful. And yeah, she's she's doing really well with that, and like it's really helping build her independence, which I feel really good about. So all going good there. And then in personal, focus on the planning routine. Things had definitely been like relaxed in the summer and then super busy in September, but just like spending a little bit more time, especially on like the weekly prep. I think that will be really helpful as we approach the end of the year and we work on like closing out all of these goals for the year. And then also, not that, you know, plenty of my goals are ones that don't get closed out and just keep going forever and ever, like my scheduled fun thing, but they do take time. And then also, let's bring in that master calendar update that I meant to do last month and forgot about. And then also just like enjoy. I'll just like enjoy the month that's not quite as busy as the one that came before. And you know, I'm not in pain anymore at all from the burn and from my burn, and I'm feeling really good. It's still, part of it's still healing, and I still have, doesn't look like 100% normal, but it doesn't hurt anymore. So just kind of like enjoy things. And that is it for my goals. So I'm really happy with how that looks because it's beyond adorable up at the top there. And that is everything. My annual goals, we've got monthly goals, and we do have that little list there that I made to focus on, but we've also got those quarterly reflections. So we push that all together, and thank you so much for watching. If you shop the MakseLife launch, definitely let me know what you'll be using as your MakseLife planner for next year or what you picked up during the launch. If you haven't shopped the launch yet and you still want to pick some things up, definitely check the description below so you can grab my discount code if you want to use it and my affiliate link if you want to use that. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to subscribe if you haven't already. You can also check me out on Instagram and TikTok at MyCraftyPlans, and I will talk to you soon. Bye!